It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here and this is episode number 201 of our podcast where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Cinnamon.
It's that time of year. It's the cinnamon. If you're not drinking the Texas cinnamon coffee, then you're missing out and you need to do it. We have a code CWTCL 15 for 15% off bagged coffee. Where can everybody go to get this?
brightandearlycoffee.com.
Get the K-Cups on Amazon and follow them on social media. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious cinnamon coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Okay, so October 1st, I've got my broom hanging.
Oh, it smells very cinnamony in your kitchen. It's nice.
I got the cinnamon broom up with the sign that says, home is where you hang your broom.
Well,
yep.
Looks like this is a place.
It's the place. I hang my broom there, fly off on it.
I hang my broom in the garage in the stable.
Because, yeah.
I can't call it a stable. I don't have a stable. I don't have horses. I hang my broom in the sheep shed.
Yeah.
The mini stable. Doesn't sound quite as fancy.
Mine's right in my laundry room because, I need that broom sometimes to go fly away on it. So,
girl, I've been flying for years.
So, yes, we are in full fall mood.
Spooky season.
It is.
I'm loving it.
Spooky to see these chickens molting. Oh, my goodness, my poor babies. Your poor babies.
Okay. Jane Goodall, the gorgeous black Langshan.
Not Jane, your
not
mom.
my mama. Jane Goodall is molting. I've never seen a bird molt like this. She lost all the feathers on her back and on her wings. And then the next day, she lost all the feathers on her breast. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, her head and neck. Mm-hmm. Following day, her legs. And she's literally covered with, she looks like a porcupine. She's covered with
pin feathers.
Pin feathers that are poking out like a quarter of an inch.
And that's the most painful time. That's the most painful time is when those pin feathers are coming through because they say every single one is like a needle that comes through.
She's filled with needles. I mean, they're even coming out of her legs because Langshans are feather-legged.
And molting time brings about all different other things that we don't like to think about with chickens. They start to eat junk they're not supposed to eat. They don't feel good because they've got needles coming through their skin.
Well, we love us some Grubblies, but I've added something to their evening scratch.
What's that?
Suet balls.
Yeah.
You can get them in the wild bird feeding section of pretty much any big store.
Yeah.
And they're literally like little ground up peanut suet balls.
Yeah.
Fat and protein.
That's what they need.
Mm-hmm.
They need it because you want those feathers to come in as quickly as possible because,
my poor Jane. Jeez, it's awful.
Truffles just dropped half of her feathers in the last few days. Everybody, all the Faveralls have the feathers coming in on their feet. It's like
my poor Dolly the Dominique has a little naked butt.
Ugh, it's horrible. But I love fall for other reasons.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
I want sweater weather to be here.
Sweater weather.
I love hoodie weather. I love being able to wear something comfy, some comfy socks.
I need to knit myself a sweater.
And me.
Girl, do you know how long it takes to knit a garment?
Where's my hat?
I don't know. Where is your hat?
I want my hat.
Okay, here's a question. All seriousness. How much would you pay me for a hand-knitted hat?
I wouldn't pay you anything because you're my best friend.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that's what was coming out of your mouth. Okay, how much would you pay a perfect stranger for a hand-spun, hand-knitted hat?
Probably like 30 plus.
You'd jack another 20 onto that, sister.
You're my bestie, so I'm supposed to get a free hat.
Is that written in the stars somewhere? Did I not know this?
Yes.
If you ever have a best friend, they must give you hand-knitting garments.
Where are my gloves, man?
I'm not talking about the gloves. They might be in your Christmas stuff.
I want some fingerless gloves.
They might be in your Christmas stuff.
I mean, you're over here, you're like, I'm knitting this, I'm knitting that. And I'm like, getting all like, where's my stuff?
You're getting knit-greed over there.
Where's my Snuggie? Where's my socks?
Your Snuggie's the same place my Snuggie is. It's on the back of a sheep. Come over and hug Phoebe a few times.
Got a best friend who knits. I got no hand knit stuff.
I weave too, but guess what?
Look, weave. You got it in your hair. Weave.
No, I've been, actually, that's what I was very well known for back in the heyday. I was a really good weaver.
Pardon the pun.
But I haven't touched a loom. No, that's not true. I did a Livestock Conservancy weaving challenge. But other than that, I haven't touched a loom since, you know when?
The podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So on that note.
On that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a written review and say that you want something knit by Holly.
Girl,
she would love to see it.
Hush you, hush.
And while you're there, hit that subscribe button because they count them. You never want to miss an episode. And it's a free way to help our podcast grow.
If you're looking for other ways to help the show, you can tell a few chicken-loving friends about us.
Knit a hat.
You fatigue me. Now you also made me lose my train of thought. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can check out our Etsy shop for t-shirts and logo mugs. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffee with the chicken ladies. Thank you to our patrons. We love you. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes, use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
And ask Holly to knit you a hat.
Yay! If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera US.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like subscription boxes?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let me take a minute to tell you about the Chicken Love Box. If you love goodies for your chickens and you need to go to chickenlove.com.
I love the mega box. Tons of useful products for my flock and a chicken tea for me.
You can't go wrong with a chicken tea. They are so cute and so soft.
In the April box, I absolutely love the chick leg bands and the organic soap set with hen decoration.
I am loving the Chicken Spirit long sleeve tee, and those chick vitamins, they could save a chick for sure.
Boxes start at $39 a month. They ship immediately after your order, and shipping is always free.
Such a great deal. Don't wait. Get off the nest and click already. Use the code CWTCL50 for 50% off your first box of a 3-month subscription or more. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. I'm flying. I got a broomstick and I'm flying to Hogwarts. Because today is the Breed Spotlight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Disney's going to come after us. What are you doing over there? Wait, is Harry Potter Disney?
No.
No, what is it?
I don't know.
We don't know who's going to sue us first. Okay.
But today's Breed Spotlight is
the Phoenix.
And didn't Dumbledore have a phoenix?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got it. Okay.
He loved that phoenix too, man.
The beautiful Phoenix is a lovely, unusual breed of chicken.
Would have been at Hogwarts.
Yeah. If you've never seen a Phoenix before, both the males and the females have very full, long tails.
I mean, long.
Well, the modern Phoenix are not as crazy long as, the early on ones.
But so long.
They were bred in Germany, then Europe and the US, and they've been here since the 1920s. They're usually bred from crosses of imported Japanese Anagadori chickens.
Sounds like, paper folding too.
That's origami. And yes, you need to fold origami with a Anagadori tail.
Yes, you do.
Say that 10 times.
No.
The Livestock Conservancy currently has the Phoenix on the watch list.
They need help.
They do need some help. Now, to understand the Phoenix, we need to do a bit of background on those beautiful Anagadori chickens.
Let's do it.
Origami chickens.
Origami. That's how I'm going to remember them.
They are, it's the word we don't like, but we're using it. They are an ornamental breed from Japan.
Oh, we hate that word.
They are known for their extraordinarily long tail feathers. Now, they only molt once every 3 years or more, and that leads to tail feathers that can be anywhere from 12 to 27 feet long.
They're like long, beautiful ribbons.
Rapunzel chickens. In Japan, the long-tail breeders would often tie up the tails on the chickens with silk strips to help maintain the feathers.
I mean, because think about those feathers. They're going to get messed up, man.
Absolutely.
If you're in the mud and everything else.
The tail on the Phoenix does not get this long, but it is often long enough to drag on the ground.
Yes, it is. I think we did see them at the poultry show.
We did. They were beautiful.
They were really
beautiful
pretty
birds. Now, the long tail in the Japanese breeds comes from genes that cause extreme length by preventing an annual feather molt.
So they're lucky. They have a beautiful tail, and they only have to molt every 3 years.
But if their feathers are, cruddy or crumbling,
they're
and
in
they
trouble
need them for winter, yeah.
So, I mean, they need really good care.
Plus, they carry other genes that cause multiple feathering, which is a characteristic in both hens and roos, where we see significantly more feathers in each part of the tail than in other breeds of chicken. So it's very full.
Yeah.
That means lots of long feathers, full tails. These feathers mean that keepers do need to make some special provisions.
Exactly.
That can include high roosts, really dry substrate to keep the tail feathers clean and manageable.
In order to keep them nice for 3 years, you have to take special care in grooming these chickens in different ways that you wouldn't groom other chickens.
Again, the modern Phoenix, I think they molt every year or every other year, but you're still going to get that length and fullness. And it's just not going to be extreme.
If you ever look at the feathers when they molt, they're really worn. Usually they're worn more on one side than the other. And it's how they lay on them and how they do. So, keeping them in a really nice dry area is going to be really important.
Yes. Now, we read that Phoenix chicks and juveniles may require more protein than other breeds while they're growing their tail feathers. Yes, it does. They're growing a lot of feathers there.
Oh, yeah.
So the Phoenix is similar to the Anagadori, but has genetics from several other European breeds. The Anagadori did not do well in cold climates. So there was a German breeder named Hugo de Roy, and he began crossing them with hardier European birds. The Livestock Conservancy notes that some of the European Foundation breeds for the Phoenix included the Leghorn, the Malay, the Modern Game, the Old English Game, the Ramosloher, I don't know that breed.
Me either.
The Bruges Game, the Yokohama, and the Kruper, another one I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming these are German or other Central European birds. The APA Standard of Perfection notes that breeders working on the Phoenix were trying to keep the long tail features of the Japanese birds while producing stronger and more vigorous chickens. There is documentation that shows that the Phoenix was present in America by the 1920s, but a couple of American breeders also contributed their own American Phoenix chickens by starting off with the Japanese longtail breeds. Among these breeders was John Kreiner of Pennsylvania. Now, that name is probably not familiar to most people, but we know he was one of the breeders who worked on the Australian spotted bantam duck.
Yes, we do know that. Now, let's go into the body and what the Phoenix is about. So the Phoenix is a relatively light-bodied chicken with the roos coming in at about 5.5 pounds and the hens at about 4 pounds or so. They have a medium-sized single comb, long hackle feathers on the roos, as well as that spectacular tail. Now, hens have a long, full tail also that it's pretty good. It's pretty.
It is. It's very pretty on its own.
Yeah. And they come in 3 APA recognized color varieties, the silver, the gold, and the black-breasted red. So you have a little selection here. Now, the Phoenix hens, they're decent layers of white to cream-colored eggs, an average of about 2 per week. So they're not 100% going to be your big.
That a fair layer.
Fair to middling.
They contribute, right?
Now, they do go broody, and they have said to be good moms, okay?
Okay, that's a nice thing.
That's a good thing. Now, They are a great choice for show chickens.
They really are. They're so beautiful. They're not great layers,
Nope.
but they do still contribute a decent number of eggs to your household.
And if you want a different type of chicken, and they're good companion that way, you know. So yeah, everybody has their own thing that they bring to the table, and this chicken brings beauty.
And this bird does like to forage, and they may need a decent amount of coop and run space to manage that tail. So we wouldn't call them the best choice for homestead birds or anywhere that is best for a rough and tumble chicken.
Right.
But you know, they're an awesome addition to a fancy chicken flock, especially if you're able to give them dry substrate to keep that tail free of mud and muck, and more importantly, free of ice and snow.
They have to have a little more protection. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because those feathers have to last longer.
Yeah, I mean, they can tolerate some cold weather, but they definitely need protection, especially in extreme temperatures. It's not just like, you can't just say they're going to rough it, because they're not.
They're not known to be super cuddly, but they're generally pretty laid back.
Yeah, alert chickens, curious chickens, they probably like to hang out with you. Well, unless it's one of Chrissy's, they might not like being scooped up for a hug. I think Chrissy nap trains her chickens.
I do.
So this is a beautiful bird, though.
Yeah, I think if I got a phoenix, I would be like, okay, from the very beginning, you're going to sleep on me. This is what
would you name him Fox?
I would name him Dumbledore if it were a boy.
Okay.
Okay, where can you find this majestic chicken?
Well, McMurray Hatchery carries the beautiful silver phoenix, and they are gorgeous birds.
They are, so you can go right to McMurray and get them.
You can also try the Lovesac Conservancy's Breeders Directory, or join the APA and see if you can get an in with some of the show people.
Exactly. They're not hard to get. Now, do you have the phoenix? We want to see your pictures. Give us a story on Instagram, hit the mention button, and type in Coffee with the Chicken Lady so we can easily share your story to ours. We would love to give your birds a share.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection. Roosty's proudly sponsors Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. They're back with an innovative new product. You're going to want to check this out.
It's an extra large set, a 14-pound feeder in 3-gallon water with steep anti-roost lids. They're made of super durable material. You can either stand them on legs or hang them on brackets on your coop or fence. They're easy to remove and clean too. Plus, they look awesome.
We personally use Roosties and we're huge fans. So if you're raising chicks or keeping chickens, check out the Roosty store on Amazon or follow the link in our show notes. So, are you ready to move on to main topic? Yeah.
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 Okay, everyone. This week we have Tom Watkins, president of McMurray Hatchery, joining us to talk all things fall chicks. Tom, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. So it's been like 2 years.
Has it been that long?
I'm glad to have you back.
Wow. Yeah.
It's been a while, but we did see Tom at the end of June. So, you know, we just want to start with saying Murray Fest was awesome. But I want to say, what's going on with McMurray Hatchery these days? What's new over there?
Yeah, we're winding down our season. So 2024, we go all the way through October hatching, but we're getting ready for our flocks right now for the 2025 season. So we got a lot of catalogs in full swing, and we get to take a little deserved rest too. But
I'm sure Murray Fest was extraordinarily successful, but I think everyone who put it on, I don't know how you all kept going, fueled by coffee all weekend, I guess.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, it was a big stress even all the way through it, but you know, so many positive things came out of it, like that it's really exciting. So, you know, got to meet a lot of people and got to hang out with a lot of people we already knew, and then kind of create some new connections and hopefully move people to more chickens.
We were so excited to be part of it. It was an amazing long weekend for us, and you gave us the opportunity to be able to meet some of our listeners. And we had the cushiest tent there.
We did. It was the party tent. I really enjoyed the hatchery tour. It was fascinating. There was lots of things I'd never seen before, didn't know about. And then you had that amazing chick sale. And to see people lined up around the building, standing there talking about what birds they were going to get was super fun.
Yeah. So the chick sale, that was, I think, a testament to a lot of our staff too, because as things, evolve, you have to make a decision right then. And so we had a lot of great help put that on because there was a lot of people and a lot of chicks.
And a lot of work on you guys.
Yeah.
And it went off beautifully. Yep. And like Holly said, the tour was amazing. And the thing I want to put out there, what I took away from the tour of McMurray Hatchery is working with you guys. We love you, but even more now we love you because that hatchery is spotless. It's beautiful. It's meticulously maintained. And you would, as a person, be happy to have any chick that comes out of McMurray Hatchery. You guys have such integrity and the hatchery is just amazing. And, the tour just sealed the deal.
That's the biggest thing is why we had Murray Fest in Webster City is we are there. Outside of just physically living there, that's where the hatchery is. And that was a pretty big draw. And that's as we still contemplate doing this again, not in 2025, but 2026, it's slated. I'm penciling in some dates, but that's another big draw. I think we want to keep it here so we can do the same thing, have people come see the hatchery because it is really unique.
It is. It's fantastic. Like Chris, I had the same impression Chrissy said, like it is spotless in here. It's beautifully maintained.
Very clean. It's with a lot of clean.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And as like chicken ladies who are over the top passionate about chickens, you're really looking at those things. And I was looking around and I was in awe. And the care and the love that you guys put into this hatchery is so evident that, the whole weekend was just amazing and just so much fun. And the way the educators all came together and worked together, I thought that went beautifully too.
It was almost like cheating because when we talked about, we talk with other event planners and stuff like that. They're like, well, how'd you get this lineup? It's like, they're just people we like to hang out with. They're our friends. So
that does make it easier. Yeah, it really does.
Everybody bonded even more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody's willing to because we're all familiar. It's like, all right, there's something to do. We go do it. It's like, I can lend a hand. I can make coffee. I can do all those things. So, and that went through everybody who was there. So.
Yeah, it was great. Well, let's talk a little bit about the end of the season. You're still shipping chicks. So what are some of the benefits to brooding chicks in the fall? I
personally love putting chicks down in the fall. Not only is that what we do for the hatchery, that's what I like to do at home. I've got some broilers down right now and I'll end up at 25, some more chicks here. You get a brood while it's still warm. Like it's 85 degrees here for the next week. That's perfect brooding temperatures. And by the time springtime comes around, your days get longer. They're going to start coming into egg production as a kind of the normal cycle of the chickens. So lots of people like to get chickens in the spring, and that's great. But, they'll either just be getting into laying, and then you'll lose your daylight. And then so they'll either slow down or stop, or, maybe if you get them too early in the summer, they don't even get into production. Then you're feeding a bird for 8 months. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's something to think about, listeners, especially those of you who are new to chickens. If you really want chickens for eggs, consider doing some fall brooding. It probably means your babies need to stay on heat longer, I would imagine, because the winter months are really cold.
I like that everyone needs a little bit of stress, chickens involved. You can brood too long. You can leave the temperature too high.
Sure.
And they will feather out more slowly. So when the nights get a little bit cooler and they kind of dip and it causes a little bit of stress, it actually causes those feathers to come in.
Okay.
So, yes, the body continues to grow. They're going to need, not more feed, but they will continue to eat, and drink. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
The other good thing is once there's a hard frost and you have the babies, that kind of kills a lot of stuff that can be potential problems for babies along the way. Yeah. Parasites and bacteria and fungus and things like that. So that's another, I didn't even think about that until Tom started talking about, like the coldness. That's a good thing. It's really good.
Typically drier in the fall, which means you would have a drier outside run. If they're starting to get outside in the spring, like in here, we get a lot of rains, and wet leads to more disease proliferation.
Yeah.
Whether that's coccidiosis or, things like that nature that like wet environments. So
any particular breeds you recommend for fall brooding?
We limit. So as as they are. Chickens, the rare and exotic ones are that way for a reason. Typically, those are the first ones to fall off in laying production. So this is our more common breeds, our heavier brown egg layers, which are better fall and winter layers anyway. So it's, your barred Plymouth Rocks or any Plymouth Rocks, Americanas, Rhode Island Reds, Delawares, all of those are really good birds, hardier birds typically.
So a lot of our faves, a lot of your American class breeds.
Absolutely. Yep. They're made for winters.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, Tom. We hadn't even thought about that. That's why we're talking to you.
I know. That's why we went straight to the expert on it. What I want to bring up is that fantastic catalog that we all know and love from McMurray Hatchery. And we were, honored to be able to write in it last year. We are writing another article for the catalog this year. We're so happy to be able to do that for you guys. And it's so exciting. Like, we count down the days until the catalog comes out.
It's like a magazine, really.
It sits on my coffee table all year.
Yeah. It's really a work of love too. Like, a lot of time and attention goes into that, a significant amount. And so we're in the thick of it. I say we are like I'm doing a whole lot, but
Ginger was so funny because last year she says to me on one of our phone conversations, she's like, your Houdan and the bicycle was almost the cover. I was like, oh, why'd you tell me? I was like,
you were almost
there.
The cover of the magazine.
I was almost there. One of the Houdans.
Maybe the year's this year. So
maybe
she likes to hold the covers from me until the last minute. And it's like, come on,
you're as in much anticipation as we are over here. Yeah. When she told me that, I was like, oh, take the dagger out.
You lost the kids. You're always going to lose the kids.
I'm going to lose the kids each time, man.
It's tough. So
it is tough. So do you have any new breeds that are going to be showing up?
We're working on some, but they won't be in the catalog. I've got a couple in my coop at home that we're working on. We'd like to introduce later in the year.
We'll have you back.
Yeah.
Can you tell us? Can you give us hints?
I've got a barn velder at home that I've been playing with for about 2 years. So the eggs are a little bit small. So I guess that's where we are for them currently. So.
Okay. We both have them and love them. They're fantastic birds.
We have hundreds of listeners who tell us we want McMurray to get the Barnevelders because we both have a Barnevelder, and they're like, when's McMurray going to get Barnevelders? And we have to both say, those chickens are absolutely amazing. They have beauty. They have the dark speckled eggs, and they're so friendly. It's the trifecta. They have it all.
Yeah. Have those at home. And then, so I'll introduce those to our flocks probably late this fall. And then I'll do some early hatches for the hatchery, and I'll build that flock up over the year. And once I've kind of got enough where I feel like I'm happy with that, I'll offer them for sale. So.
Nice. That's fantastic. Anybody else that you can tell us about?
Yeah. We've got some different turkeys. We're going to try to do some heritage turkeys. Same turkeys we've had, but just try to do it ourselves as well.
Nice.
Yep.
Great. Okay. The barn people.
Tom's not telling you everything that's in the vault right now, Holly. And
I'm trying to pull it out, but
he can't give away all of his secrets right now. We have to wait and be patient.
It keeps
keeps it exciting.
I'm guessing the catalog will tell everyone what the newest APA certified flocks are.
Yes. So there's a couple of repeats. Again, we picked a handful of birds that we wanted to look at. So we still got the Partridge Plymouth Rocks, the Buff Rocks, White Polish again, the White Langshans, Silver Penciled Rocks. The rocks are pretty outstanding all around. So,
and they're popular.
One of my other really good friends got Silver Rocks, and she absolutely loves them. Great personalities, good layers, everything about them. And when I saw them in person, they're really stunning birds.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. That penciling pattern on them.
We had Janet Garman on the show, and her favorite breed, wasn't it White Rock?
Yeah, she liked the White Rocks. Yep.
Yeah.
You see those in a show, and you go, "Oh, okay, I understand."
Yeah.
Blow dried chicken, they're all
enormous, and the feathers are pristine, and they're fantastic.
I feel like the Rocks are highly popular. They are great hardy chickens for the winters in the United States, so they're a good choice for people, and they're great for laying. So you can't go wrong with it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people stay away from white birds, so the White Rocks are probably not as popular. And some of that's predation. They stick out a little bit more.
Well, we found the same thing with the Delaware. Like free ranging a Delaware is like having a target out there, but we always have to be there with them so they don't get carried off by the latest eagle or hawk that's hanging out.
We both have McMurray Delaware sisters. So they're in our flocks, and they're absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the American class birds, they're not like the most exciting. They don't have feathery feet. They don't have crests, etc. But they're just solid, gorgeous birds.
Oh yeah, the Delawares are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that really. Yeah.
So I want to circle back to Murray Fest because it was such an amazing event. And for people who are listening, if you guys are going to do it again in 2026, I want our listeners to be able to book this and come out and hang out, because the amount that you can learn from the number of educators that you're going to get in one spot is immense. Not only that, but if you say you listen to our show every week and you'd like to spend time with us, that is the place to do it, because
we're a big assumption.
No, I'm saying like people like us.
No, I'm saying you're assuming that we're going to be there.
I'm not going to put Tom on the spot over here, but
it was fine. It was great. Thing about Murray Fest. So we were in the neck on Sunday night, and the band was playing, and the generator died. It ran out of gas, and I took my pickup with the cattle trailer on it, and I raced out, and I got my diesel tanks, and I got them filled up, and then my truck blew up on the way back to the fairgrounds with the diesel in it. And so the band ended up playing, an acoustic set for the last hour, which was really nice. Actually, it was very touching. But all of the stuff that was in your guys' booth is still in the back of my pickup, which has been sitting because I haven't even had time to deal with it. I rolled it here. The trailer's still on it and everything.
We closed Murray Fest, the Coffee with the Chicken Ladies booth. There was a party under our booth with everybody who was left there with our drinks, our cocktails, and we were all talking and telling stories. Dr. Tom Whiting was in there telling his stories.
He has like a million stories. He's really fascinating.
It was so much fun. And the thing that I like to say to the listeners is this is how you can get to know everybody that you listen to, that you see on social media. We're there to have a good time and be with everybody. And it was amazing. And then I think that night, didn't you lock your keys in the truck at one point?
Yep. Because I never locked it in my life, but it died literally on the side of this road. So I was like, okay. And the thing about I don't lock it because there's not a key to the door. The key is only the ignition one. And so we had to have the mechanic came out and jimmied the door before they could move it to their shop. So
that's farm vehicles.
It was such a fun weekend, and everybody just having fun. The music was amazing. We came out both nights. You guys had food trucks there, drink trucks there. And
beer garden.
The beer garden. And the koozies were awesome.
That's great.
Yes!
I just handed them out this weekend to people. So
what was the event?
Joe fell in love with the koozies. He still uses that for all of his drinks right now. When he's by the fire pit, he's got Tom's koozie on his drink. So, it was so much fun. And I just want everybody to start planning for Murray Fest. You're going to hear a lot about it. And 2026, everybody needs to be there or be square.
There's a lot of information that you could have. There's a lot of good speakers, but it's also a fairly informal place to do it. So it's not a schoolyard. This is this is our people we enjoy being with, having a good time, and just hanging around. So
yeah, it was really great. You need some more waterfowl stuff happening.
Well, I know a guy, so.
If that guy is listening.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what this weekend lacked was geese. So we definitely need more goose content.
I agree. Oh. Yeah, I'll get my duck.
After Holly Ann now has geese, we might be the women to bring it to you. And I'm an auntie to geese, so yeah.
We've rapidly.
Geese are terrific. They're a next evolution of chickens, obviously, or chicken keeping, I should say. So you can have chickens and get your handle around that, and then you should get ducks and geese.
I told my husband because we went to the Ohio Nationals last year, and I just lost my mind over the waterfowl, and told my husband I want ducks. He was like, I don't know. And then one day he comes out of his office and he says, "We can get geese." I was like 3 seconds later, I had an order in.
Well, I kind of think that's like the happy medium because they don't want as much water as the ducks, but they do need some water.
Oh, yeah, they definitely
Do you think it's a happy medium having the
I
geese
think
now?
so. I think, yeah, because they'll graze all day long. I mean,
Right.
I can turn them out in the pastures where the sheep were, and they go out and clean up the weeds and everything else. It works really well that way.
I mean, because the ducks are the ultimate waterfowl. They want the water a lot, where the geese, I feel like, are middle of the road. And you can use them more for a sounding alarm, guardian animal a little bit more. They can really serve a purpose for your homestead.
Yeah.
And
A lot less
McMurray
predators.
has some great geese.
I'm sorry, Tom. What did you say?
There's a lot less predators that are going to take off with the goose.
Absolutely.
We're
Yeah.
going to want to even mess with one. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I got buffs and a Toulouse, and they're big girls, and nothing is messing with them. So,
Is there anything else that you want to tell us about McMurray while we've got you here?
I've been traveling quite a bit, doing some different conventions for other people. And I think next year we're going to try to take that a little bit slower. And that's a personal preference. My kids are getting a little bit, I want to do summer stuff with them. So.
yeah. So what are you doing with your own flock right now? Obviously, you have the Barnevelders there.
Yep. Yeah, so I've got a couple of different ones. I like to think that my flock at home is like my test subject. So I've got a couple lines of well summers going. I've procured from other breeders that I like to test things. I don't want to mix something unknown into an existing flock. So
Sure.
I like to do that. And I have some for just layers too. I had a lot of ducks and geese last year. Too many. So then it
This is why we love Tom.
So I've got three questions. I've got three questions for Tom. The first is, what was your favorite breed of the ducks?
I like the cayugas.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
They're beautiful. I mean, you pick up a black egg. I'm like, okay, like that's neat. Like
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Favorite goose?
the Toulouse are hard to beat.
Aren't they?
They are.
Aren't they?
They're so pretty. I've had a couple of different trios of those over the years, and they're not aggressive. They like their space, but they're happy to just leave you alone if you leave them alone. They've never been friendly, but I'm okay with not aggressive. So
Mine is, she's definitely imprinted. I mean, we wanted to make pets out of them from the beginning, but the Toulouse of those three, she's the smartest and she's the leader and she's flat out gorgeous. I mean, I can't think of anything bad to say about her.
Yeah.
And then what's your favorite laying breed right now? What are you keeping for your personal eggs?
I've got a couple silver lace Wyandottes. So those are my pretty ones. I've got a couple of red stars because those are going to lay a lot of big brown eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, out of the Barnvelders, the Well Summers, silver lace Wyandottes, it's like I've got this menagerie of eggs, and it's perfect. So everything except for white. I don't have any blue egg layers either. So
Okay.
We always say the white eggs make every other color and every other speckled egg pop in that basket.
like
You need some Houdans. Get some Houdans.
Are you getting speckled eggs from your Barnevelders?
They've just been laying, so I'm really in the pullet stage.
Okay.
They're not particular speckly currently. So
Okay. That did come along later for them.
I think after the first year, it's the speckled eggs started coming along. So give them a little bit more time as they mature. They start to lay the speckled eggs.
Yeah.
But so it's always fun catching up with Tom. And where else are you going to go to the president of a hatchery who loves chickens as much as Tom does and all the poultry, and just the amount that you care shines through. It's amazing. And you were a wonderful host this summer. So thank you.
Anything else you want people to know coming up for the hatchery or anything at all?
we're just excited for 108th year.
Wow.
Yay!
It's a labor of love. We're really committed to what we do and just doing really good purebred poultry. I'd like to talk to a lot of people like, well, don't you worry about breeders? It's like for every customer who gets on as a hobby, it's a very, very small percentage of people who actually would take on breeding their own birds. We need those people.
Right.
Absolutely, we need those people because that's where conservation practices are really going to happen. You can't do it all. I don't want to do it all. I don't like to see anything grow outside of what, any business, if you get too large and you take yourself out of that aspect, then it's easy to just think about money or the monetary reasons to do it and not like the ethical reasons, the conservation reasons. And so, I need these people to become breeders. and to manage their flocks and to pass them on to their own kids or on, their apprentice, whoever they can do it. So
Right. And hatcheries serve an important role there. There are people that get birds from you. I mean, especially now with your APA certified flocks.
Mhm.
There are people that the only place they can go to get these birds is a hatchery, and they can go right to you and know they're getting biosecurity and good quality birds. Yeah.
Yep, we want to be a foundation flock for your own flock.
I have one last question before we go. Do you see any of your kids growing into who's going to come work with you at the hatchery later in time?
Right now, they are begging to come to work. I'd like it to be. I'm not going to force them into it. I think that can go a lot of ways. But my son is just me, but shorter. So yeah.
It was so cute.
We knew a Watkins kid right away.
Yeah.
We're like, not the Watkins kid.
That's when the Toms right there. Yeah.
And they were adorable the whole weekend.
Yeah, they loved it. Absolutely loved it. And they get into, they work too. They understand that, all right, I've got a job and I can use your help. And then they dig in and they go.
I think, was it one of your kids we saw going by on the golf cart?
Yeah. They fought over that. So.
I mean, that is probably the most fun job.
As always, it's so wonderful to talk to you on the show. And we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Thanks.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, Tom.
Bye.
We just want to thank Tom Watkins and the rest of the McMurray family for all of their support over the years. Tom is always interesting to talk to.
So much fun. And, McMurray is the best hatchery. Okay, so we ready to move on to
Cracking the eggs.
cracking those eggs. Now it's October, and
yes,
it's
it is.
pumpkin season.
And we will not apologize.
We are going with,
Pumpkin Crumble Bars. And oh my God, are these good?
they're good.
I've only made them once, but she liked them a lot.
Oh my God, they're good. I mean, we come in strong in October for pumpkin. We're just like, oh, pumpkin's good.
Look, we take our baking seriously.
Now October comes in, we're like, pumpkin.
It's all about that pumpkin.
Okay.
September was apple month.
Yeah. Apple.
Moving on.
Okay, so October, pumpkin crumble bars. Love it. Okay, so let's go through the ingredients. First, for the crust, it's 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour or gluten-free flour, 1 1/4 cups quick cooking oats. It's a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/2 cup packed light brown sugar, a pinch of sea salt, 3/4 or 1 1/2 sticks of unsalted butter melted or dairy-free butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, let's go into your pumpkin filling and what you're going to need. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, an 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves, all those fall feels and spices.
Oh, they smell so good.
A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 large egg. Here comes your egg in this recipe. 1 large egg yolk. And Holly Ann used 3 pullet eggs.
Because they have a big yolk to white ratio.
Right.
And they were the same amount of liquid.
Right.
So 3 little pullet
We talked
eggs.
about it in different shows, how to do that.
Dame Judy Dench, my newly laying leg bar baby.
Yep. A 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. As we say, I never measure. I just pour it in.
I don't either anymore.
1 1/4 cups of the canned pureed pumpkin. A 1/3 cup of evaporated milk. Those two always go together, I feel.
Often.
Or 1/2 and 1/2 or thick dairy-free creamer. Whipped cream or vanilla ice cream. And there are options of gluten or dairy-free as they're available.
You're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, grease an 8x8 baking dish, and set it aside. In a small or medium mixing bowl, whisk together your flour, your oats, salt, and baking soda. Add the granulated sugar and the brown sugar and mix that until it's well blended. Pour in the melted butter and the vanilla, and then stir with a wooden spoon or a spatula until it's fully combined and moistened. With a light hand, you're going to press half of this mixture into your greased baking dish. And I say with a light hand because if you whack it in there, it's going to get tough.
Right.
Place this in your preheated oven and bake for 15 minutes. While your crust is baking, combine the 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and salt in a medium-sized mixing bowl. Whisk this until fully blended. You're going to add in your eggs, egg yolk, and vanilla and stir. You could probably even do 2 whole large eggs if you wanted to.
Right.
I think it's pretty flexible. Mix in your pumpkin and your half and half and stir until your filling is completely combined and smooth. Pour the pumpkin mixture over the baked crust and return to the oven to bake for another 15 minutes. Remove the dish from the oven. That means the crust will have baked a total of half an hour then.
Mm-hmm.
Remove the dish from the oven and crumble the remaining crust mixture over the top, like streusel.
Oh, yeah.
Return to the oven to bake another 20 to 25 minutes or until the crust is starting to become golden. Remove it from the oven and allow it to cool for at least an hour before serving. Or, if you don't care about crumbly bars, cut it and serve warm with ice cream.
Yay!
It's delicious.
Try it. You might like it.
I will say this is one that tastes better the second day because the spices have had a chance to meld together.
As my mother would say, congeal. It all congeals together.
Oh, my Lord.
Everything's better the second day because everything congeals.
Congeal is not an attractive word when it comes to baking.
She talks about it all the time. Okay, so are we ready to move on to retail therapy? Retail therapy. Yeah. Okay, we were sitting here at the table, in our studio. And you were just like, have you seen this Egghole Industries? And I'm like, no.
I think it came up in our Instagram feed.
Yeah, on our feed. And
it's a clothing company.
And I need this stuff in my life.
Oh, seriously. We were like, I want this one and this one and this one.
Okay, so we were dying because...
What's the name of this company?
It's called Egghole Industries.
And their motto is, don't be an egg hole.
And we thought of a new motto for them. It's,
shut your egg hole. We need to take that advice sometimes. Shut your egg hole.
So... all you have to do is Google Egghole Industries, and these shirts say, don't be an egg hole.
It's a lot of really fun apparel. There's tees, there's hoodies.
Pet gear.
I think there might even be throw cushions, like throw pillows.
There's everything, home and accessories, women, kids. There's hats, there's water bottles, cell phone cases. You were showing me the cell phone.
Yeah, and they have a handful of different breeds. With different designs.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun that way.
It says, don't be an egg hole. I mean, I would wear the shirt until I'm ready to read it over and over again.
I might buy one for Pete for Christmas.
They have the Americana. They had the Orpington.
There's an Orpington, right.
And I think a Leghorn.
That sounds right. I think it was a Leghorn, yeah.
I think it was. Mm-hmm. And there's hats. There's everything. And it just was so much fun.
It's hilarious.
And on the website itself, it gives you the definition of the cloaca. Egg hole.
That's the egg hole. It's not the same ring. Shut your cloaca.
They're like synonyms of 1, vent, 2, Weezer, 3, egg hole.
Weezer. Good heavens.
And it's just so fun and funny. We didn't know if anybody else had heard about it, but it came across our feed, so we wanted to give them a shout out.
Talk about some retail therapy. It's good for a laugh, and it's fun to wear.
I mean, it's going to get some attention if you wear the shirt. Don't be an egg hole.
You got to wear it around your chicken friends. They'll get it. Chicken people get it.
Everybody's getting one for Christmas.
Right? I know.
Don't be an egg hole, man.
Yes. What do the prices run?
Let's look at the prices real quick. I think they weren't too bad. I think it was like the sweatshirts were like 35 or 40.
That's about par for the course right now.
30. The youth was 27.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I think they were around like 35.
In
for
conclusion,
the adults. Don't be an egg hole.
Don't be an egg hole.
Let's see. The women's crew neck was 36.
For the sweatshirt or
the
tee?
hoodie was 41. Those are the sweatshirts.
Okay.
The hats are 25. The Leghorn 2 trucker hat. Okay.
That one's cute.
It is. I need that hoodie, right? Like, don't be an egg hole. Was that the Orpington? No, that's
the Leghorn, yeah.
The one I like is that one right there it's the Orpington, I think. Yeah, the Orpington.
As best I can see it.
Yeah.
She has a speech bubble. It's adorable.
Yeah. Okay, so check it out.
Yes.
You might like it. We liked it. We got a laugh. So we wanted to share it with you. Okay, so should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are taking a deep dive into one of America's beloved breeds, but we're going to do a little known color version of it. So we're talking about the silver penciled rock.
Yes, indeedy.
Stunning birds. Main topic. We have Jess Sowards from Roots and Refuge
I think
joining
a lot
us.
of people know her.
Yeah, Jess is great. Joining us to talk about building community, something that's very important in the chicken world.
Oh, yeah.
Ha ha ha. It's pumpkin month. So our recipe is pumpkin rosemary drop biscuits. Put that on your
pumpkin
Thanksgiving table. Oh, and Retail Therapy. This is sponsored by Chrissy. And we're going to be, poor little man, we're going to be talking about chicken harnesses
and leashes
and leads. Because you can't have one without the other.
Okay, so what should everybody do until next week?
Don't be an egg hole.
And
hug your chickens
every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thanks for listening.